All right, let's get started. So, the last few weeks, I have been. So, if you guys watched Brock's training a few weeks ago, which we all should have, it was Bombay. It was so good. He really talks about like niching down and talking to like one specific person and like audience. And so, over the last few weeks, I've kind of niched down because I felt like before I was talking to a lot of different people. And what I've kind of found since switching that a little bit is, first of all, my insights are up and I'm having a lot more conversations, because I think the problem that I was having before is when I was talking to all kinds of different people, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second, is I would get somebody's attention one day with this post, but then the next day I would talk to somebody else and I would lose this person because they can't relate to that, right? And so by niching down, I have their attention all the way through. So what I did was, and Lindsay talked about this on a training, so you have your fives list, right? Your product fives, your comp plan fives, your branding fives. So I pulled one from each. So from the products for the next 30 days through like 31 days, I think May has 31 days. From that, I'm pulling energy. And then from the comp plan, I'm pulling weekly pay and being able to work from anywhere. And then with my product fives, I'm going really heavy in my military wife niche. So as we're going through these, I am some way, somehow like pulling that stuff into what I'm about to talk about. Okay, so keep that in mind as we're going through. Maybe that's something that you want to try for these next 31 days as well. All right, so first topic. You guys have seen this little thing, right? People call this a little thing or a side hustle or whatever. So for this caption, I want you guys to talk about this little thing that I do from my phone. Okay, so maybe you've been here a little bit. What has it done? Or if you're new, what is it going to do? Okay, so for me personally, like I said, I'm really niching down on the whole military wife and retiring my husband. I'm going to get loud and proud and be very bold about that. So I'm going to talk about how it's bringing my husband home. I'm going to hit on pain points of military families, not because I want to like hit people where it hurts, but because that's relatable, right? I'm going to talk about how this little thing from my phone is, like I said, bringing my husband home, how it's going to have him home for holidays and anniversaries with us, how, he's not going to have to miss like milestones with our kids, things like that. So this little thing that I do from my phone, that is what we're going to do for this first one. So I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. Like I said, any questions, drop it in the chat and I will answer. I'm so sorry. I know this is redundant for people who have been on here, but I know we have a lot of new people. So what I do is each month, so I'm creating a May folder, right? Because we're in May now. Within that May folder, I create other folders. So this is going to be for what's tomorrow, the 2nd. So the 2nd through whatever. And all 7 of these captions are going to go in that folder. That way throughout the week, I know exactly where I need to go in order to be able to pull those. They're easy to find. All right, there's the timer on that one. So moving on to the next one. And I kind of talked a lot in the beginning, so I'm going to try to fly through these. So this next one, again, I want you to think product fives. And I saw a comment in here about how, it really does help to have your fives out in front of you, write them down. So I used to have them on sticky notes actually in my planner because my planner is what I opened every day. Maybe your computer is like something that you see every single day, or like think where when you sit down to work, like where is that, and have like sticky notes, or again, like I said, if it's in your planner, like have it somewhere so that it's easy to pull from those things. So I want you to look at your product fives list, and I want you to talk about what your patch does for you. Okay, so this one is going to be about that, the DFTs, about the wearable nutrition. I'm going to talk about how it gives me the energy and the mood support to solo parent while my husband is deployed. So do you guys see how I'm kind of pulling, my niche into things like this. So what does your patch do? Maybe, like your niche is like fitness. That's like something that you're into right now. So you can talk about how it gives you the energy to get up and work out. Or if you're on a weight loss journey and that's like what you're going with that, well, then you can talk about how it helps you lose weight, how it helps control your appetite. What does your patch do for you? So I just had a comment sent to me asking, this is her first batching Zoom, so she's asking if it would be beneficial to come with pictures already taken for the week, or should we be creating captions to add to our pictures later? So what I do is I batch these topics, I get my talking points ready, and then after this, when I'm on the planning Zoom, I'm looking at what my topics are for the week, and I'm figuring out what content pictures I need to take in order to go with these. So like for this one, I know that I'm talking about my patch, so I know that I need a content photo that has my patch in it, whether it's like on my arm and it's a selfie, or it's like sticking to my finger and I'm holding it out in front of me. Like I'm thinking of what I need for content photos because I'm trying really hard. And I said this last week, I'm trying really hard to make my feed not just selfie, 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 and then like an occasional just like flat lay of the products. Like I'm really trying to show all of my branding fives through my photos. So what I'll do is as I'm going through these, like for this one at the bottom, so in my notes at the bottom of my caption, I'm going to put that I need to take a content photo of my patch. So that's how I do it. All right. So this is one of the ones where I'm going to tell you to finish the sentence and I'm just going to leave it at that and I want you to take it in whatever direction your heart goes. So finish the sentence. If I hadn't started. Okay. I want you guys to think about, like, we're going to call them limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs that you had around starting this. Okay. So, like, I talked about this in my stories yesterday, and this is kind of where the inspiration for this post came. But when I started, I counted myself out from seeing success because, I told myself, well, like, you don't do your hair, you don't do your makeup, you don't get dressed up, you never wear a real bra. And like people who are successful, like they have their ish together. You're never going to see success because you don't have a lot of followers. You don't know how to use like your social media. Your social media isn't like as like aesthetically pleasing as hers. You come from a small town. Your friends aren't jumping for joy that you started this. Like there were so many things that I told myself, and those were the reasons in my head why I was never going to be able to succeed. And so I want you to think about what you told yourself, because if you're telling yourself or if you were telling yourself those things, there is somebody right now watching you who is telling themselves the same thing, and that's why they haven't started. So I kind of want to, with this next one, I kind of want to write like a letter, we'll call it, to the person who is counting him or herself out. And the reason that I want you to think about what what you fed yourself is, that's going to be our like pain point. I hate that word. I need to find a new word, but the pain points are the relatable points. Okay. And so I want you to talk about that, because I think a lot of people feel like they don't realize that other people feel the same way. Like yesterday, when I talked about this in my stories, I had so many people message me saying like, thank you for talking about this, like this is exactly how I feel, I didn't realize other people felt this way, et cetera, et cetera. So a letter to the person who is counting him or herself out. All right, we've got just a couple more left. So when I did the Monday meeting last week, we talked about being rooted in your why. So, like, why are you here? And I talked about how for a long time, I didn't really know why I was here. I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. And it wasn't working for me like that. And it wasn't until I like kind of took a step back and figured out, like, okay, what do I want out of this? Why am I here? Like, what's going to push me to get out of bed every single morning and, sit down and do my IPAs and my posts and do all these things that I know I need to be doing. And so I want you guys to think about your why, and I want you to share that with your audience. Okay, when's the last time you like really talked about why you're here and what pushes you to get out of bed every single morning? And that's what I want to do with this one. Whew, that one gave me chills. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but that gave me chills. I'm excited to share that one. All right. So tomorrow is free product credit day. And I mean, you guys know that's something that nobody else anywhere else gets. And so I like to share about it on the second day of every month. So we're going to talk about free product credits and how we don't pay for our products, how we don't pay for website fees, all of that sort of stuff. So a post that you can share tomorrow when you wake up, when you see those product credits that you have earned, and even if you haven't yet earned product credit, you can still talk about how you are eligible to earn free product credit, how our company has that perk. So don't think that you can't talk about it just because you haven't earned them yet. So I just see a question asking where they find info for free product credit. So if you go to your cloud office and you go into like your documents and downloads, like I think it's under the resources tab. If you go to the rewards plan, it'll show you like how you earn free product credit. But basically, whether you're a customer or a promoter, if you have two people in one calendar month order product using the auto ship program, so what they do is they take the two highest auto ship orders and they give you the average of that back in free product credit on the second day of the following month. So two customer orders the same calendar month on auto ship equals free product credit for you the next month. So product credits aren't commissions, so you do not need the income disclosure when you talk about product credit, and you can show the amount that you get back in free product credit because like I said, it is not commissions, so you are allowed to share that. Lindsay did confirm that for me. All right, last one. Yeah, the topic on that one was just free product credit. So tomorrow is free product credit day. And actually, you guys, today, if you go into your cloud offices and you go to the commissions tab and then you go to Lavelle credits, it'll actually show you today what is pending to hit your accounts for credits tomorrow. So you can even go ahead and plug the amounts in right now if you wanted to, because those do show the day prior. So for this last one, just like every single week, we're gonna make one that we can use for Tuesday, which is payday. Now I know that we have a lot of people on here who are part of the comeback series. So, I know that not everybody is necessarily maybe earning a paycheck on Tuesday, but something about our company is the fact that we are eligible to be paid every single Tuesday. With a lot of other companies, well, I mean, first of all, going to corporate, some of them are paid one time a month, some of them are paid bi-weekly. And so the what's the word I'm looking for? To be able to be paid every single week for some people, like that's huge, and that's enough for them to be like, okay, like what is this? How can I do that? So maybe you're here because you do just need, to start earning weekly pay. And like I said, like I say all the time, do not, when it comes to these weekly pay posts, don't be surface level, okay? If you're only earning $30 a week right now, like that is okay, because you guys hear me say it all the time. $30 for a lot of people. I talked about this on my stories yesterday too. When I started, I was broke. We were struggling. I was at a place in my life where $30 a week would have changed everything for me at the time. It would have put gas in our vehicle that like we didn't have. We used to have to scrounge our apartment for change and then go to Coinstar and like cash in $5 to $10 that we found and go put that in our gas tank for like the week, right? So $30, $20, whatever it is, like there are people out there who that would change everything for. So don't be afraid to talk about, like, you don't have to go on there and talk about how like payday is, it's built you a six-figure savings or it's paying your rent. Like it's okay to go on there and talk about how it's filling your gas tank or how you're able to like take your kids to Chick-fil-A for lunch this week or whatever it is. There's nothing too small to talk about, okay? So we're going to do a weekly pay post and then we're going to wrap this up and get onto the planning Zoom. Before we hop off, I want to add that for those of you who are new to this, so now that you have your talking points for the week, right? You have 7 of them. We have no excuse as to not post throughout the week, at least once every single day. And if you're part of Lindsay's downline and you did not see the challenge that she dropped in the team page, she has dropped a content challenge, so go check that out. But now that you have your talking points, so our planning Zoom starts in like what, 7 minutes, I think. So you're gonna go on to that, and now it's woo, Christina. Sorry, I saw you get excited over there. So you have your talking points, you guys, and so now when you're on that, it should make planning a whole lot easier because again, we've taken the guesswork out for you. Now all you need to do is plug in which day you're going to talk about which thing. And again, as you're going through that, remember that you need content photos to go along with it. So also make sure that you're planning those into your calendar, as well as, put aside time. Something that I've been doing on those two is putting aside days and times to do more like background work, which one of the things of that is creating content. We are content creators. So reuse some of these 2 birds, 1 stone, like the weekly pay, the free product credit, your why. You can take those and pull parts from them and then turn them into like a 3 to 4 slide like opportunity story type thing, right? And so this planning Zoom is a really great time to plug all of that in and figure out what you're going to do and when. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. This will be posted to my YouTube for those of you who missed it, or if you guys have people on your team who missed it and you want to share it with them, I'm going to put it in the team page as well as the captions. Thank you guys for hopping on. I hope to see a lot of you on the planning Zoom. Have a good Sunday, and we'll talk to you guys later.